Hello, it's episode 119. Let the plot continue.
It was all for victory.
After overcoming many obstacles, thou didst finally lift the prince's curse. Yet by the cruel machinations of another, the young prince
Is no longer with us.
Thy sole mission was to save the prince. Bereft of him, thou hast no further reason to live.
That's not true.
If the prince is dead, wert thy efforts all for naught?
His will lives on.
So thy resolve is yet unbroken. So be it. Thou hast earned the truth. He was consumed by the curse, and was taken by a deep, abiding slumber. Yet his soul remained alive, so from his earthly form, I extracted his soul, that he might travel the land in Odyssey. And thus, his stilled sands began to flow once more. Thy journey hast taken thee far, and taught thee much. So now I ask thee, who art thou?
I'm the prince's friend.
Is that truly thy role? Clear your mind and think, to name but a few. Thy parents? Memories of thy youth? Hast thou any recollection of where and how thy youngest years were spent? Yes. Thy memories begin the moment thou befriend the prince. Dost thou suspect the reason?
Because you are the prince.
I don't have a past.
As I said, thou hast nothing. Thou art a being of mine own creation. 'Twas Gallica alone who the Resistance laid their hopes upon all those days past. Thy life had yet to begin. All thou hadst, all that had been bestowed, was a memory. Thy mission to save the prince. Thy memories of youth in the prince's company, and the void enshrouding all else in thy past. All signs of thy conjured existence.
I have nothing?
Nay, the words of the prince in thy memory are unmistakably of his true heart. The memories gained on thy journey, the friendships made, the trust forged. These true things art thine own. All thy trials, all thy experiences wert to prepare thee for this day. To share the strength thou hast gained with thy other self.
My other self?
They know that I come from nothing, that I am nothing, where the people have stood by me, believed in me. And the same goes for my desire to help anyone in need. How is it that I have touted such laughably idealistic belief?
Accept the truth, and thou wilt face an ordeal beyond any you have yet faced. If thy desire is instead for freedom, thou mayest still abandon thy mission, and end it here.
Is that right?
So I bid thee answer my final question. Who art thou in truth?
I am the prince.
I suppose you can get a non-standard game over here.
What is this? I feel a curious resonance.
Could this be? But how? Impossible.
Hey,
Search your feelings,
What's
you
going
know
on?
it to be true.
What awaits us now?
Ah, life is not yet lost. Thou wert born apart from the prince's flesh, born of his desire to change the world. In his stead didst thou travel the world. Thou didst support his heart, and became his living fantasy. That is thy true self. Thou art everything the prince sought to be, his ideal. It all began with the novel in thy possession. Drawn by the divine relic, Magla coalesced into flesh, and flesh coalesced into form. The form of an elder, as I once was. Time hath come. Awaken, reborn anew. No more the prince's dream of utopia thou wouldst chase. Nay, but thine own.
Oof. Wow, could be worse. Could be a little girl and a dog. Still too soon?
What? What is this?
What's happened?
Thou hast done well to guide him this far.
This voice. I'm sure I've heard it before.
Thy mind should now be clearing. Remember now thy true charge. He was never a member of the Resistance. The mission, the departure, was thine alone. And thereafter didst thou encounter him.
Who are you? Wait, what am I saying?
In those long ago days, he had just been born into this land. Newborn in form, if not in appearance, the boy needed a guide. Thus, I decided his memories would be thine. Thou wouldst share past and purpose, a memory so crafted to suit thee. My journey to the capital would not be made alone, but alongside him.
No, that can't be. He was there when we got our orders.
I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
No! But... I was alone?
By this choice, he might be saved. By these gentle, necessary lies, we could live to see this day, when our dearest wish is fulfilled. As he traveled alongside thee, he gained both strength and wisdom. It is only by thy efforts that my voice reached him. He has now been saved. And so the journey ends here. Thou hast fulfilled thy mission admirably.
What? Wait just a minute. What do you mean, it ends here?
From here on, thy path is thy own. Choose thy own future for thyself, and may the fates smile on thy journey.
Bop-de-bop.
How do we make sense of this?
Is it really you? How do you feel? I feel a bit lighter.
There seems to be no doubt. He is still himself, but I also sense His Highness within him.
Everyone? I need to tell you something. The truth is,
So let me get this straight. You're saying it's not a matter of our captain and His Highness joining together, but that the former was this disembodied entity sprung from the latter?
Then that's why he had no memories? 'Cause he didn't even exist?
I see. Finally, I understand the strange feeling I had sensed upon our meeting. What shaped you, so to speak, was the prince's will itself, a part of his consciousness. Yes, the prince's very heart. He was his soul given flesh. Perhaps the form we knew was one shaped by material magla, much like how the dragon god manifests beyond the vessel Drakadios.
a mass of magla with a will. Forget the dragon god. He may as well have been a dragon himself. Small wonder he awakened to an archetype before anyone else. It was no great aptitude for magic. He himself was composed of pure magla.
The self, as a manifestation of one's desires. Similar to archetypes. I suppose this is the very essence of magic.
You mean to say that it was not merely pretense to claim the prince's name? He truly was His Highness all along?
If that's true, this is finally your reunion with your sworn liege. Seems like cause for rejoicing, eh? Lady Hulkenberg of the Royal Guard.
But I failed to protect His Highness.
No. I am sure the strength of your
I
devotion
failed.
had a hand in saving him.
Failed my
While Lord
emperor.
and Sundry believed the lad had shuffled off, you alone kept the faith, milady. And in the end, that faith was rewarded.
Fate was changed.
Are you really His Royal Highness the Prince? Please, please forgive me, Your Highness. I failed you when you needed me most. And more, despite being a member of your Royal Guard, I did not recognize Your Highness at our meeting and showed you such insolence.
Pronounce your sentence. He'll probably turn that into a joke. I'm so tempted to press it.
It never bothered me.
That's right, Hulkenberg. We've been through so much together.
I was so tempted.
What could we be but
Seems a
allies?
bit mean.
This time, I will protect you. Even should it cost me my very life. I swear to it.
Finally, we've done Grius proud. We've really done it.
By the way, what are we supposed to call you now? I mean, how would you prefer to be addressed, my lord?
You can just keep, calling me Captain.
No, Your Highness! With all respect, I must object.
But this is no time to be thick-headed, Miguel. He's the one who gets to decide what we bally call him, so listen to him, eh? What?
You, sir, should be begging His Highness for forgiveness on bended knee. You mangled the royal runner to your own whimsy, you lout!
Well, that is, I mean, it was all dashed useful in the end, wasn't it? A bit of clemency, Your Highness.
So much for acting same as always.
It's beyond belief. Not just that a child who'd lain cold for years could come back to us, but through such extraordinary circumstances. After so long in the curse's thrall, he could not even open his eyes. He may as well have been a corpse. But all this time, he had been on his own journey. It was the boy's dearest wish. He spoke of a fantasy of traveling the world, meeting its people, seeing its truths. And without him even knowing, magic made it real. He is a child of Elden blood and Elden legacy. All these years he spent in the village, he has rested near the secret of true magic. Perhaps this is how it came to be.
His was a fantasy surpassing fantasy. It became more than a dream, but a self-possessed force acting of its own volition. And now, reunited, Prince and fantasy live anew.
A journey to discover and reclaim the self, in all senses. No wonder he set off the custom igniter in the Royal Gauntlet Runner. It was the Crown Prince himself.
Even having it all explained like this, it feels like nothing short of a miracle.
I can only
It's plot
guess
armor.
that fate had a hand in it.
Yes, that.
That's right.
Fate.
I remember.
We sometimes
I heard
call
a
it plot
voice.
armor.
Guide him, it said.
A voice? Whose?
If you can't remember anything from before our journey, then we probably met after you'd only just... happened. Right? I shouldn't have known you then. But for some reason, I was convinced that we'd always been together. I thought we both received the order to save the prince, too. Ever since the moment I heard that weird voice guiding me.
A voice? Lady Gruiday mentioned a revelation. Hold on, are we still being mystic and metaphorical, or was there an actual guide involved?
I know someone was guiding me. I just don't know who.
So a disembodied voice. Hang on. Come to think of it, that sounds a bit familiar for me too.
Hey, who do you think the voice belongs to? Any idea?
The Mysterons.
I have a faint idea, but I'm not entirely sure.
Come to think of it, this place, the light coming in, they seem familiar.
I might say the same. When I first acquired this power, I had a vision of somewhere not unlike these grounds.
Does this mean that we've been guided as well?
Perhaps someone has been at your side unseen, watching over the course of your journey.
It was
I imagine all this
you!
comes as a great shock for you as well. But here you are, back in your rightful place. You have come to the end of your arduous journey and found new life. It is a life well won, grasped with your own two hands.
Chiefess Gruiday, we want to know everything. What is the truth behind your tribe, the Elder? We Mustari are also said to have inherited truths of the world before us. Histories hushed by sanctism. But this village, it is something altogether different. I myself feel a strange familiarity here. A lost haven underground, yet letting of the sky's light. Please, tell us, what is the Elder Tribe?
To know what we are, you must first know our history. Come to the altar room past the door. I'll wait for you there.
It's time for the history of the humans. Some manner of revelation. Could this be the late Queen's?
Now what am I to do?
State of religion right now, so if there's anything you need, now's the time. Eh. If I'm gonna stock up on those, it probably should be on Idol's Day. much I want to be selling right now.
Now then. 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 Now then.
Man, there's so much old junk. Ah, whatever.
Oh, it's you!
It's the altar of secret history. Sanctuary which houses the true story of our people in the world. Also, please kindly refrain from making any loud noises lest you startle the fairies.
Does this depict the Elder tribe?
Elder comes from an ancient word, meaning only the old ones.
I said
it was
that.
an alias given by our ancestors.
I said that about
outsiders
80
who
episodes
visited the
ago,
village in
that
the
it would be
distant
that.
Past. As for our original name, you know it well by now. We were humans.
The human tribe. So Luis's words...
There is no human tribe. Tribes, as we know them today, did not exist then. We were all one people. Humankind.
A world united. But wait. The ruins on Virga Island. There's nothing left of the civilization today. Was it destroyed? Why? How?
A war. One that all but destroyed the world past. But its destruction was born of the discovery of Magla. Or as you call it today, magic. Do you wonder what they battled over? Without the divided tribes, what could they have disagreed on? They were racked by division. Over the abstract, undefinable idea of rightness. They tried to destroy something invisible, and destroyed only themselves. And any idea of absolute rightness is born of fear. That fear flooded the world, and gave way to war. And their age of prosperity came to be called the world before. The people we now call tribes were either born of artificial division for the sake of the war effort, or natural adaptation to survive the hellscape after.
Humanity was torn apart by fear and anxiety, giving rise to the tribes as we know them.
Unbelievable. We've met plenty of people caught up in pointless conflicts. Given the choice, I know they'd rather live in a world without tribal division. And yet the truth is, that world's already fallen apart. More than that, it's how we all got here.
Such drastic physical changes would normally have taken eons to effect. Accelerated by Magla, however, it was only a matter of a scant few centuries. You understand now, yes? We, the Elder, are the survivors of the old world. Our ancestors fled the flames of war and thus escaped the ensuing divisions.
That means the prince likes to say, I am the sign of both the old world and the new.
It beggars belief. Tis nothing short of astounding. But then, why do we know these monsters as humans?
By the war's end, both sides were consumed by fear. Their magical assaults escalated with each retaliation, until it was beyond all control. Our world became a hell. Rampant Magla distorts the body and mind. By now, I'm sure you know that better than you ever wished to. Humans are what remains of that branch of humankind that succumbed to melancholia. Broken, horrifying testaments to their own mistakes
like cholera,
in the war
but magical.
of magic. Some persist, breed, and multiply as any beast does. Others live centuries of agony before their lives burn out. Even we do not know the full scope of their nature. Regardless, when the 8 tribes settled in this land, our claim to the human legacy was forgotten. To the people, the name only meant slavering, insane monsters. Therefore, we took on an alias instead. The same one by which we are known today. The Elder.
So, the old world couldn't control its magic, and... Wait. How does the Sanctus Church fit in? All this revisionist history to spread their magic igniters.
Indeed, what are magic igniters to you? Tools for the Church to shackle the people, perhaps? Or weapons that hide magic's true potential? Am I close to the mark? In truth, it's the opposite. Igniters are tools made to limit magic. Restraints made in self-discipline, meant to avert a repeat of history's destructive mistakes. The Sanctus Church of today is muddied by greed. But its faith was born of good intentions. They once urged self-control, and thus control of one's personal magic. At times, they preached we must close our eyes to the truth when it would only lead us to ruin. By this benign tenet, history was obscured, and the Elder denounced.
I had no idea. There's a grim irony in that.
His Majesty only hid his son's ancestry to protect him. Yet in the end, that meant Forden could attack the village under any pretext he liked, his motives concealed.
With all that said, you have now reclaimed your true form. The friends that stand with you are of different tribes and ideologies, but of one mind. As you are now, you may walk the path of the rightful king. The path of a modern world, where the tribes walk as individuals, yet with mutual respect and cooperation.
The Sovereign's power. Thou king to be, entrusted with the will of the people. To bear their hopes is to be their rock in the storm, and to face anxiety in their names.
This is where I find out the mysterious voice is like some kind of benign AI or something. Oh, we're flying!
Yet, anxiety itself is not something to blindly reject or desperately cast away. It begins with a simple thing, acknowledging its existence. Accept thy weakness, walk forward alongside it, and thou wilt grow strong and true in its company.
There is a weakness in people. I'm sure that many who would say that helping anyone in need is nothing but a fantasy.
And besides...
But realistic or not, I refuse to accept Louise's methods of the alternative. The weak and those who dissent don't deserve to die, as though that's the natural order. My determination to challenge the unknown has awakened the heroic embodiment of the prince.
Let's do it.
No one understands me right away, I will accept that. There will still be some meaning in showing them my convictions in
Let's
the fight
fight.
to come.
That's it. I've made up my mind. I'm with you to the end, no matter what.
Where's this coming from?
Before we got there, this guiding voice thing told me my duties were over. But what am I gonna do? Just go, okay, bye? Especially after we've come this far together? No. I'm going to face Luis with you. Even if it is scary.
Even you've got to cope with anxiety, eh?
I realized something in our travels.
Anxiety can lead people astray. But overcoming it makes a person stronger. There's always anxiety in the unknown. I know what it's like to be afraid of something I don't understand. That's why I think it's my duty to help people face and connect with their anxiety. Is that okay? From now on, it's not about orders. I'm with you, because I want to be.
I'll be counting on you as always.
Same here. Stick close to me, okay?
Way, Prince 2.0.
Well, we're past the worst of it. But the problem remains. Luis's dark magic. We've seen it turn the boy into a monster. And no doubt he can do it again.
A forbidden spell, turning sane mortals into the fearsome human monsters. In other words, a destabilizing magic, turning a person's magla into a snarl beyond control. This man named Luis, he may have his own past in this ancient sanctum.
Luis has been here? What do you know of him?
What do you wish to know?
What is this forbidden spell?
The essence of magic is in the control of magla. However, just as its chaos may be calmed, it can also be deliberately pushed out of control. That was what you saw. He whipped your innate magic to a frenzy and you were lost to melancholia. Just as the humans of the ancient war once were. In every age, the cause and effect are the same. People learn fear, become slaves to their anxiety, suffer, and thus, the power of magic is born.
Pardon me. You mean to say anxiety is the source of all magic?
Magla is a substance born of the heart.
Yes, purchased on street
Generated when
corners
one
everywhere.
feels anxiety or fear. By certain means, it may be kindled into power. That is what we call magic. In this way, it is by virtue of the anxiety in our hearts that we gain the power to overcome it. Magic is a natural process, and anxiety is its invaluable, irreducible fuel. But in turn, those burdened with more anxiety and fear produce more and more magla from their hearts. Without the willpower to face your fear, the magla overflows. Uncontrollable by magic, it can give rise to strange and terrible happenings as it manifests, with the world embroiled in chaos. These outbursts of swollen magic may be happening all across our kingdom.
'Tis the answer to everything. The melancholia crystals, the beasts driven feral. The very land is erupting with the weight of its people's fears.
Hold on. If Luis's art is rooted in bringing out this chaos, then anyone might be next. He said he became a monster because he's elder, but that wasn't the complete story. If what you say is true...
Indeed. All people today are ultimately descendants of humankind. If Luis so chooses, he could turn anyone into a human monster. Yet as long as you have the strength to confront your fears, even this transformation may be defied and overcome. What do you wish to know?
Who exactly is Luis?
Every time I heard of his doings in the wider world, I felt more and
All
more
those
sure
humans, Luis made
that
them.
Luis is from this village. His knowledge of humans, his skills in magic, his grasp of darker arts, they're all beyond a mere soldier to begin with, however prodigious. As it happens, a name does occur. Among those old families who perished in the fire, there was one by the name of Caradrius, a family of doctors, I believe. In an effort to better heal the ills of the people, they had studied spells much like the ones he now exploits. The details are long since lost to the fire. But if Luis bears our legacy, that may be the reason for his vast knowledge.
Wait. What about Luis's ambition? The vision Rella saw? Do you think he actually wants to turn everyone in the kingdom into humans?
There is no known magic strong enough to turn many people at once, and none that can be cast quickly.
Even if it was possible, I don't know what it would accomplish. But this is Luis we're talking about. Who knows what he's thinking?
But if he would turn people into humans, if in the unlikely event that happens...
If there is any motive for such cruelty, it can only be hatred. If Luis is truly from this village, then their fire would have cost him everything. Such unjust tragedy could easily beget a thirst for revenge, even if it meant wielding a magic that twisted life into something terrible, instead of uplifting it. Indeed, it seems the opposite of an archetype. A truly dark power.
Who goes there? Someone flees!
That's him. The malformed assassin who struck at the prince. He's bound for the woods.
After him!
Got him!
Oh, it's you! And
The
yet...
village sure has a lot of fairies, seen more than other place actually. Don't tend to stick around one place very long, but I guess this place is the exception. It's just like a fairy to find somewhere we like and stay there for as long as we want. You're never rewarded in RPGs for actually being quick about anything.
About that.
When you can play, I'll be around.
Huh? Wow.
So, Montsma Gallico is keeping track of time now, is she?
What?
What do you mean? Day, a month, a year, that's people talk. What does time matter to a fairy? You're almost like them, but I guess that's kind of cool. Fairies are magical beings who can recalibrate the density of their magla at will. Should the needs arise, they make themselves practically invisible to those with lesser sensitivity to magla. That is why Gallico goes largely unnoticed. That's why fairies make excellent messengers. I dare say the Sanctum is the sole place you'll find this many fairies flitting around without concern for being hidden. Needless to say, this bond is testament to long-standing intertwining of elder traditions and magic.
I beg your pardon.
Glance, I can tell you use it even now, not only for combat, but for sword surfing as well. The sword was a gift from Her Highness, our Queen, and your mother. She was quite skilled with it, free-spirited as what she'd fly around the forest, much to the ire of Lady Gurdure. Any doubts concerning your lineage are disproved by this blade and how you use it. You are indeed Our Highness's flesh and blood.
What now?
Okay. Restores HP and MP each time a support attack lands in overworld combat. Wow, resist all. Armageddon's final sire. Deals 9999 damage to all enemies. Well, that explains why the percentage did not add up.
Alright then.
Because I was missing one. You just woke up from the longest nap ever. We've had no casualties, however. We swept aside like pebbles, unworthy of even a glance. Nothing but watch. I was powerless against him. Little else that could be done, responsible as they were for the downfall of the resistance. Any move we might have resulted in needless sacrifices. I believe the intruder sensed the power of the prince's awakening and came to investigate. I don't know why he would have run away, but surely he has a plan. Tread carefully. May the careful treading.
Ready?
Stop! You.
Zorba.
Zorba. So it was you behind the attack?
Indeed it was. I killed the prince, though he died all too easily. And the odd thing was, his aura felt awfully similar to yours. So I decided to bide my time a while and listen. And it's a good thing I did. There really is something stranger going on. Who are you? Are you the prince or not? Whatever your answer, I must report back to Lord Luis.
Do you have any idea what Luis is really scheming? If he becomes king, everyone in this country is doomed.
If that is what Lord Luis so desires, then I shall see it done.
It's almost impressive how blind your faith in him is.
I suppose it's just easier to follow instead of thinking for himself. He's forgotten anything he really wants.
What did you intend to do? The crown is too heavy a burden for your reedy frame. Lord Luis is the true king, who will save the worthy. And you are nothing but a powerless imposter, only fit to be sacrificed.
He is no imposter, fiend. His Highness has finally taken his first steps on the road to victory. Here, at his journey's end, after enduring these countless hardships, he has become a true successor, a true ruler. Because he knows the people's suffering firsthand.
Well, imposter or not, it's all the same if he's a corpse. And so I shall return the prince and his dying legacy to the underworld, where they belong.
Bastard! I wondered why you ran away, but it was all to lure us straight to this monstrosity.
Keep your guard up. The Melancholia is fueling his magic power.
We've come too far to be stopped by something like him. Let's put our power on full display.
Herald.
This guy shows up again just when we've unlocked some new power. Kinda feels like fate by now. Okay, time for a new fight. Stay on your toes.
Prince is an archetype exclusive to the protagonist. You can now change it out as you wish. It can act as support for all synthesis skills. It has unique traits not found in other archetypes, but none of its skills can be transferred.
Alright, let's take it down and then get after Zorba.
No.
Looks like we can't brute force through this one. Prince!
Better be sure.
Great. He's switched my friggin' archetype. I can't steal. I don't have steal set up on any other characters.
I won't hold back! Is there another way?
Targets.
We'll do this together!
Should go for an all hit.
Go! Wind!
You hit their weakness!
With
That's your
skill,
opening, Captain!
UG fists can be as assassin's needles. Witness our strength. I must be sure. Pugilist! Then now we strike.
Let my power support you!
Make it rain!
He's a real ace!
In the name of justice, Let's do this!
Strike true!
Right on time!
Observe the enemy. Behold! We stand together! Not this skill. Magic Knight! A mystic shield!
Let's go with this.
My thanks! Much thanks.
Behold, I walk a royal path.
Shame I can't steal from him.
Wish we knew their affinities. Only one way to find out.
Let's go. Hat!
I see your game. On me, we go together.
There's not many left.
We'll combine our strength.
Formidable indeed.
The captain's
Now,
on his last
what's I
leg.
shall vanquish evil.
Someone, get him healed up.
Oh, healing light!
Was need.
Quite a boon.
By the sworn oath of knighthood. Comrades, lend me your strength. I crush you!
More apple? Quick, knock them off again.
I'm all prepared.
Hold nothing back!
How's that?
You think yourself equal to a Ujief's agility? Now we strike.
Let's do this!
I dare say we've made our point.
In the name of... Let's make an end of it!
Unfortunately, that thing that adds extra turns, it doesn't mass hit, so it's kind of
It's
not
up
useful.
to you now.
Right on, partner.
Is everyone
nice
alright?
one, Stroll.
Come! Shatter!
It's okay. Maybe not. Time for some close cut. I won't hold back. I'll cut through.
Wow, this is an easy boss.
Apple? Quick, knock them off again.
Witness our secret technique.
Let's do this.
I shall... Are you prepared? Are you well?
Alright.
I knew you'd help.
Thank you.
My thanks.
By the sworn Magic Knight! Not now. Behold! We stand together! There! Still standing, I see. Is that all?
Wow, his DPS sucks.
We'll do this together.
This is the only spell that hits all.
Let's push through.
Be neither timid nor arrogant. Pugilist! Here!
In the name of Samurai! Burn to ash!
More apple? Quick, knock them off again.
Oh, please!
He missed. He missed again.
Oh, power of heroes! Now join with me!
Let my power support you.
They yet cling to life.
I will fight with pride. By this power. Better be. Let's work together. Not this. I can take it.
Oops,
You think yourself equal to a Ujif Sagilit? A favor, if I may.
I call upon
royal power within! Oh, healing light!
What's needed?
It's regenerated the headwind! Here comes another round of wind attacks! Legs are back to normal! Ugh! It's just taking them out! It's healed! We've got to do something about those gaps at all!
Too slow!
That's finesse! Beautiful dodge, Heisme! Let me handle those apples. You sure?
It's fine.
Come!
No,
let us fight as one!
We'll combine our strength!
Hulkenberg got them right in their weakness.
Well, there goes his 1,000 points of healing.
Prince! Lend me your strength!
Hold nothing back!
You hit their weakness!
With skill,
your opening,
Ujif
Captain.
fists witness our strength!
We'll team up!
We've destroyed it! Now to the rest!
Now, what's the plan? Let me rethink
He got a new
this. Let's
version
get on
of
with
that.
it! Not the right move. I call upon royal power within!
Hit the weak point. Keep it up, Stroll! More apples? Quick, knock them off again!
I see your
That's
game!
finesse! Beautiful dodge, Heisme!
A blunder!
Let me handle those apples. You sure?
For all that we
Absolutely
strive for!
fine.
Not comrades, lend me your strength!
Forward!
Worthy foe after all!
Behold, I won't hold back! Better be. We'll do this together!
Go!
You hit their weakness!
Let us
That's
clean
your
up this
opening,
mess.
Captain.
Falling back! Pugilist! Fall!
Absolutely ruined. Wind God's Gale! That's what he had. And I managed to get it anyway, despite not being able to steal it.
Does it seem that I've grown stronger?
Feels like I'm making progress.
The bastard got away!
I say, you chaps boggle the mind. It's no mean feat to fight on even footing with a human.
I'd hoped as much. You may yet have the power to face Luis at his full strength.
It's good to see you're safe. We've certainly taken these powers a long way. Maybe we thought ourselves invincible, but don't worry. At long last, the prince is safe. In a manner of speaking. Everything's going according to plan.
Still, what's our next move? The people think you a monster. We'll not find any public backing like this.
Alces once said that His Highness the Prince was a soul born into adversity. He is royalty and elder both, heir to the legacies of heaven and earth. He is water and fire, in condemned conflux. When the day comes that His Highness may be revered as the good ruler he can be, then the world will truly be free of prejudice. And that, he said, is why we fight.
In his own words, huh? We have to fight for what he believed in. All the more reason we can't turn from this.
Right.
Years of prejudice won't go away overnight. Nothing can accomplish that. If we don't believe things can change, they never will.
Come what may, my life is a shield raised in your Highness's name. Are you prepared to fight Luis to the bitter end?
We fight him together.
Yes. By our efforts, we will stop Luis's reign.
If he ends up king, he'll be sending all traitors to the gallows. Not just us, but any innocent folks he doesn't find use for.
We've lost too many lives along this journey. If Louis has his way with the world, such partings will become all too common. We have to stop him.
Look, I'm never giving up hope either, okay? All we have to do is beat him, right?
Looking forward to the victory song.
Well, we've got bigger things to worry about now. But I can't wait to sing it.
You... I'm still amazed. You really do look just like your mother. Truly, you are a child of fate. Your mother, she loved your father, and you with all her heart. The injustice that befell this village is not your fault. But listen well. Once you leave this village, you cannot return until you have fulfilled your ambitions. After all, an old crone like me can't take care of you forever. If you want to overcome your hardest challenges, you'll have to face them yourself. The world's fate is in your hands. Please, put an end to the tragedies of humankind's failures.
Thank you. And for everything.
Our final battle lies ahead. We cannot lose. Yet, before all else, His Highness has only just awoken. Let us rest in the Gauntlet Runner for today, and advance to the royal capital tomorrow.
Bibbidi bop.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? I was convinced we'd been together for a long time. But I can't believe we've only just met. The beginning of my journey may have been a false memory. But my journey with you and the memories we've made, those are all real. Well, guess I'm repeating myself. But I'm glad we're working together.
Likewise, I'm glad to be your ally.
Yep. Though, I guess our toughest challenge is next.
The toughest one is next. Having overcome our trial, I can sense newfound conviction from Gallica.
The mystical fairy, Gallica. She who still keeps the virtues of the mage. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee. By the grace of her newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
We've got the path to tomorrow in front of us, and I'm gonna lead the way.
Alright. Elemental Master and Warlock.
When things get tough, remember this magic. The music meant for you will play in your head.
Music, the magic of music that Gallica cost me once. Now I think about it, it may have helped me in ways I didn't realize.
By the way, the Chieftess told me something about your novel. Apparently your parents gave you that book when you were still just a kid. I wonder what your parents wanted you to get from reading it. What they hoped for you, I guess. I suppose you'll have to find out for yourself.
Book is the legacy of my parents, the late king of Uchronia and the queen of the Eldom Sanctum. Perhaps the utopia depicted in this book wasn't a mere fantasy, but the ideas of the old world passed down in Sanctum.
The part we're reading today is the last chapter. It's about the ruler of this ideal world. Let's read it together.
Let's read it, but let's read it next time. We are well and truly out of time, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.